I feel like I've been kept on a leash. I've been dying to drive the content out there, guys, but I can't spoil it. Not when people haven't seen Endgame yet. I had a turn, but I had to bite my lip. But that's not the case anymore. Don't worry, I'm not going to be spoiling Endgame, but I am going to be deriving another one of Dazzie's Hot Comic Book Alerts. This is episode 163. Wow, that's a lot. And there's more where that came from, because you know the score. News waits for no man. What have I got for you guys? The Willow director, Ron Howard, has revealed there are talks underway for the 1988 fantasy film to be revived for a television series on the Disney Plus streaming service. I remember seeing Willow at the cinema, big Warwick Davis fan. Howard, who recently reunited with Lucasfilm for a Star Wars story that co-starred Willow's Warwick Davis, said that the talks had begun during the filming of that movie. There are some really serious discussions going on with Jon Kasdan, who was one of the writers of Solo, who kept hounding me about Willow the whole time we were shooting, and also hounding Kathy Kennedy. Howard said during an episode of the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast, we're in discussions about developing a Willow television show for the Disney Plus. I'm all aboard with that. George Lucas created the core idea of Willow back in the early 1970s before the success of Star Wars, and Lucas tapped Howard to direct Willow following the success of Cocoon, with the film coming out in 1988. Now, in the late 1990s, Chris Claremont wrote a three-part prosy novel sequel called Chronicles of the Shadow War. And I think it'd be a great way to go, Howard continued. In fact, George always talked about the possibility of a Willow series. It'd be great and more intimate and built around the character and some of the other characters. And Jon Kasdan has, I think, an inspired take on it, and it could be really, really cool. I'm all aboard. If you can't recall Willow, there's Willow. There's a young Warwick Davis. There's Val Kilmer. Doesn't really look like that anymore though, does he? There was the movie poster for Willow. So that got me thinking, the first appearance of Willow in comics. Now, the obvious choice would be a 3-issue miniseries that came out in August of 1988. A Marvel comic. Here it is. Willow, issue number 1. Great artwork. But you know me, I delve a little deeper. That's what I do. I'm a reporter. Prior to that, the book in question, from July the 1st of 1988, is a Marvel graphic novel, a movie adaptation. It was issue 36. This is the first appearance of Willow in comics. If it ever loads, there we go, guys. That is the one to be on the lookout for. The last sale I saw was back in February, and it was for around about £30 with shipping. This is a scarce book. On Comic Book Realm, it's just a $10 book, but it's scarce. There are very few about. Good luck trying to find it. I'm all aboard the Willow train. I've met Warwick Davis. Great guy. Loved him in Life is Short with Ricky Gervais. Get on board. Go dig in. See what you can find. That's Daz over and out. Bye for now.